going on, dudes and dudettes? So, yes, it became official earlier on today, Thursday, that Eric Musselman, the now ex-Arkansas head coach, will be USC's new men's basketball coach. It wasn't that surprising since a lot of the rumors pretty recently, the past couple of days, have been linking him to the job, and luckily Jen Cohen, the newer-ish athletic director for USC, got the job done, was able to get pretty much most likely somebody high on her list. I know he is a California native for the most part. I know he went to college down at USD in San Diego, but yeah, he's always done some recruiting out in California as well. So a little bit of a semi-homecoming for him, but either way, looks like everybody's happy. Contracts were signed, everything like that. So looking forward to seeing what the future looks like for the men's basketball team, and it pretty much already has started. There was a University of Massachusetts 6'10 player who was committed to transferring to Arkansas, but he recently flipped to USC to follow the head coach. His name is Josh Cohen. Yeah, he averages like around 16 points a game and almost 7 rebounds as well. So yes, this is basically considered the first guy to join Eric Musselman's team. Don't know exactly how many guys are going to be staying on the roster that are already there. I've already talked about 2 of those incoming freshmen have already gotten, or at least requesting, releases from their letter of intent that they already signed late last year. So we'll see if they go back on that. I know a player who was recently at USC, who was in the transfer portal, did pick somewhere just today as well, even after the news broke as well. So I was kind of surprised. Thought he might have come back, but we'll get into him eventually. But yes, already first guy to come, big guy, obviously a scorer, can help out rebounding as well. So hoping get some more of these guys, because like I said, he is very big in the transfer portal and tries to go after some big swings at some of those talented players in high school. So hoping the best now that he is at USC. And a 4-star Cali cornerback from the school Modern Day out there in Orange County, Chuck McDonald, set up an April 6th visit to USC. Don't know exactly if it's an official visit or not, but usually local guys in SoCal or anywhere that they're close to those certain type of colleges, they always kind of get visits on campus, even if they are official or not. But either way, this is a good sign. At least Lincoln Riley's trying to still get back into that modern day pipeline, which was so big for USC the past couple decades. But yes, he is one of the more talented defensive players. I believe he's a 4-star in the 2025 class. And there was also a wide receiver in Kelshawn Johnson, who is going to be a spring game visit. He's going to be doing that as well. Like I said, don't know if it's an official visit or not. Don't know exactly his ranking or star stuff either. But if he's coming in to the program, or at least the coaches are looking at him, then he must be pretty talented as well. So yes, looking to see if any of these guys end up on USC's football roster in the near future. And a very talented women's player who started her career at Louisville and then transferred just recently to LSU, but now, since she didn't put her name in the NBA draft, it looks like she's going to be in the portal once again, and her name is Hailey Van Lith. She was one of the women's prospects, especially on like Team USA when they were right before college, that I thought she was going to be one of the big time players just because of how great of a player she was, always playing so hard every single play, very good on defense as well, and can score the ball on offense. But a lot of other players have obviously stepped up since then, even players that she played with like Paige Beckers and Caitlin Clark as well. But she is still a very talented player in my opinion. One of the reasons why LSU was at least able to make an Elite 8 run, I believe it was, this last March Madness. And I kind of always liked the idea of her playing with Juju Watkins, especially once I heard her entering into the transfer portal. And apparently, I'm not alone, because even ex-great USC Heisman quarterback Matt Leinart recently put out a vote of confidence for her to try to get her to come and play with Juju at USC next season. So that'd be pretty cool. She plays a lot stronger than like how tall she is of a player, but she can still get rebounds and do all the dirty work and still score inside and do a lot of good stuff and play very tough defense too on some of the better players. So she's willing to come to USC, that'll be pretty awesome. So yes, hoping for the best in that situation. And I believe it was PFF who put out a list of most career touchdowns by draft eligible quarterbacks this year, and of course USC's Caleb Williams was number 4 on that list with like 90 something touchdowns. But that was also cool to see because he would definitely destroy a lot of guys on that list, because a lot of the guys even ahead of him, like a Sam Hartman, there's a couple other guys too in there that have been in college for at least a year or two longer than Caleb was, and yet he is still within the top 4 of passing them up in all those total touchdowns. So yeah, I know they put those guys up on the list, but it's because they've been in college for like 4 or 5, almost 6 years too. So, and of course it's like a Notre Dame guy on top, but we definitely know he would not be there unless he was playing, 6 years in college, which is pretty crazy. But either way, obviously Caleb, very talented player. And then speaking of that ex-USC player that's in the transfer portal on the basketball side, Kobe Johnson, yes, he did finally decide on a new place to play next season, and yes, sadly, it is with UCLA, so going to the crosstown rival. Yeah, of course I'm wearing their colors. It is a Chargers shirt, but either way, I guess good luck to him in the healthy sense. But when it comes to playing against USC, because both USC and UCLA are still rivals and will still be playing once they go into the new Big Ten Conference. So yes, I hope you have very crappy games against the Trojans, but either way, good luck to you. And obviously his brother is still very talented in the NBA, so he still has the opportunity to get up there. I think even UCLA did get another very talented player from Louisville as well, so they could be pretty interesting to start off Big Ten play next year for USC. And then I forget if it was ESPN or Bleacher Report recently did a full 7-round mock draft. A lot of like USC guys. There was maybe one Duke guy getting drafted in there, but I'll go over the Chargers and who they picked for them, which was some pretty good, talented guys. But obviously starting with the ex-USC quarterback Caleb Williams, going number 1 to the Bears, not that surprising. Also a Duke center / guard Graham Barton went number 27 to the Arizona Cardinals. That was pretty cool. Kalen Bullock, ex-USC safety, went number 52 to the LA Rams. And then Brendan Rice, ex-USC wide receiver, went number 77 to the Las Vegas Raiders. Marshawn Lloyd, the running back from USC, went number 107 to the New York Giants. Ex-USC wide receiver Taj Washington went 151 to the Indianapolis Colts. So I think in this scenario, maybe the latest was like a 5th, maybe 6th round pick in Taj Washington, the wide receiver. There are a couple other guys as well who I think could get drafted in this scenario pretty soon, coming up in a couple of weeks for the draft. But especially some of those Duke guys, because if there was all 32 NFL teams represented there, then they're definitely going to get some guys like the wide receiver Jalen Calhoun, even like another guard as well, who did pretty good in his pro day stuff, so I expect him to get drafted too. And now with the Chargers players, yes, at number 5, they stick and pick the best player in the draft, and wide receiver Marvin Harrison Jr. from Ohio State. 2nd round pick, they get cornerback Kamari Lassiter from Georgia, so that's always good to take from the best. Then at the 3rd round pick, number 69, they choose a tight end, Jatavian Sanders from Texas. And then 4th round at 105, they get the running back Blake Corum from Michigan. The 2nd, 4th round pick at number 110, they get the offensive tackle Delmar Glaze from Maryland. Then at number 140, they get a safety and Jalon Carlisle, I think I'm saying that correct, from Missouri. Number 181, a defensive end, Javon Solomon from Troy. Number 225, a safety again in Sione Vaki from Utah. And number 253, the 7th round pick, guard Keaton Bills from Utah as well. So yeah, a couple of these guys I did not know about, especially like the offensive lineman. I knew about Solomon. He's one of those later picks that I've liked on the defensive end side. Corum is good. Obviously, you had to put one Michigan guy in there for Jim Harbaugh. We'll see how many guys he ends up taking, but in my mind, to get pretty much not only the best wide receiver, but maybe the best or second best player in the entire NFL draft. And Marvin Harrison Jr. at number 5 is very advantageous for my LA Chargers. And yeah, they did pick up some pretty good players here and there, like the cornerback Kamari Lassiter from Georgia. Sione Vake is interesting because he played safety almost as well as he played running back, especially against USC. He pretty much destroyed USC himself this last season, playing both sides of the ball. But either way, I like a lot of these players in this mock, hoping that a couple of those later trades, they trade back to at least get another pick or two in this year's draft to select another player, just to add more bodies, more depth on the team, especially with a lot of players that Harbaugh likes and trusts. So we'll see what ends up happening, but definitely some very interesting mock drafts coming out pretty soon, so we'll get into those the next couple of weeks, since the draft will be here before we know it. Thanks for watching, people. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. Have a great rest of your day.